Hey guys, it's Chelsea. So before we get into this video, I wanted to share a little life update. I got my lip re-pierced, as you can see right there. I'm really happy with it. The first time I got my lip pierced, as I was sleeping, it healed, it like fell out, the captive bead ring got unscrewed. It fell out and it healed over. So that sucked, and I got my lip re-pierced a couple of days ago, and I'm really happy with the results. So for today, I'm going to be talking about my klepto psycho roommate that I had when I was around 2021. So when I was 20 and I got my first job after graduating college, my parents decided that it was the perfect time to kick me out. And I was in complete agreement because they had done everything for me up until this point, and I had a job that paid well, and I was ready to move out and start my life as an independent, as a strong independent woman. So all they did was they helped me find a place, and after that they just let me, I paid the deposit, I paid first month's rent, and that was that. I was moved in, I was living with roommates, and I did not know them that well, at least. So the roommates I had at the time I moved in were all great. They were fine. We cooked together, we chatted, you know, every time we crossed paths. And I really liked the mood of the place. It was very, you know, it was almost like you were living with your best friends kind of thing. And one of my roommates, Janine, she moved out around like a month or 2 months after I moved in. And I was pretty bummed out about that because I really liked her in particular. She cooked really good pasta, like pesto pasta was her specialty, and she was so good at it. And she would always share, so it was nice having her around because people who feed you, you know, thumbs up to them. But anyway, so the girl who moved in after she left, I didn't get to see her that much because at the time I was seeing someone and I was over at his house very often. I didn't really, I mean, the only time I would really go home was to have, you know, pack a change of outfits, do laundry, stuff like that, but otherwise I was at this man's house. So I didn't really get to know her that well. We saw each other once in a while and I would say hi, hello, and then I went through some medical issues which forced me to stay home, like my home, and because I live really near a really good hospital in the city, so I was like going back and forth between the hospital and my place. So I went on medical leave from work for about, I guess, 2 weeks or so. I was staying at home in my place, and it quickly occurred to me that this girl was unemployed. She never went anywhere, and when she did, she was just wearing casual clothes. She didn't seem to have too many things to do. She was always just on her phone like all day. And she would ask me what I did, and I told her. She asked me how far away it was from where we lived, and I told her, and she was just all around. She gave me weird vibes. She was like exceedingly friendly and kind of nosy, and I don't like that. I'm not a private person, but I like people keeping their distance, if you know what I mean. And it got to a point where it got kind of creepy, the kind of questions she would ask. She would ask about my boyfriends and, you know, what my favorite food was. She started copying what I ate. And I didn't think it was weird or anything at the time, because I was thinking, well, you know, she likes the same food as I do. I've never seen her eat it before, but then she would ask me what it was, and I would show her what it is, and she would like go out and buy the same thing. So I'm like, whatever, you know, like I don't really care what you do with your life. And things started getting weird around the time I started finding my clothes on her bed. It's like I would go to my closet and I would be looking for something and I wouldn't be able to find it, and I'd be like, okay, where is it? Did I drop it somewhere? Did the laundry people forget to give it to me? And I would like go over to her where she sleeps, and I would see my clothes on her bed. And I'm just like, okay, well, maybe like I accidentally dropped them. She didn't know whose it was, and she put it on her bed and would figure out whose it was later when she got home because she wasn't home at that time. That was my mindset because this was the first time that happened. And then I found after that I put the clothes back in my closet, and a few days after that I find my clothes in her laundry hamper. And again, I'm just like, what is going on? I mean, if it was one time and that was it, I wouldn't have had any suspicions. I would have just went on thinking that she, like I dropped the clothes, she picked them up, didn't know whose it was, so she put it on her bed for the time being. But my clothes were in her hamper, and I was just like, what? It was so weird. And I knew for a fact that I didn't drop any clothes. So this meant that she purposely went into my closet, got articles of clothing from my closet, and put them in her hamper, along with her dirty clothes. And I don't understand that, because why are you gonna do my laundry for me? Like, is that what this is? I don't understand. You know what, like, at the point I was tired from work, I was like, whatever, I just took my clothes out of the hamper, put them back in my closet. And then, a few days after that, I was coming home from work, and, she was home, no one else was home, and I, changed, and I went to the bathroom to wash my hands really quickly, because my hands were dirty. And I guess she thought I was going to take a shower or something, and I was going to be gone for a longer period of time than she initially thought. Because when I went back in my room, I saw her going through my bag, like frantically, like as if she was trying to look for something. And I stood there, mouth agog, not knowing what to say or do, because I've never had this happen to me before. I've never lived with roommates before. So I was just really speechless and in shock, and I did not know what to do. So she turns around and sees me, stops, puts my bag back where she found it, and then runs away. And I was just like, did that just really happen? Like, was she really just going through my bag? Wow, like, wow. It was insane. And work for me was so grueling. I was like the first to arrive, last to leave, because I had so many things to do all the time. So I was so tired that I just didn't even want to confront her about it. I didn't want it to escalate, or like I had to call the landlord or something. I was just not in the mood, or did I have any energy to deal with that situation at that moment, so I just didn't say anything. And then a few weeks go by, I think, and suddenly I'm going to the hospital with my mom. So she comes over, and I'm looking for my cardigan, and I can't find it anywhere. I know I have it. I checked the list, my laundry list, of the things I recently had sent to the laundromat, and it was on there, so I knew that it was in my closet because I unpacked it, and I remember that I was unpacking it from like the laundromat plastic bag. So I just could not find it. I could not find any of the clothes that I wanted to wear. I was looking everywhere, under my bed, like in like small cabinets, like I was like thinking like maybe it fell or something, or I don't know. And then I go out, and I see in the balcony that my clothes had been washed and were hanging out to dry along with her clothes. So she washed my clothes with her clothes. And again, I was sick at the time. I was going to the hospital. I had an appointment. I was already running late because I was spending so much time trying to find my clothes that I was like, okay, I'm gonna do, like, this has crossed the line. She has crossed the line. This is enough. I've had enough of this. I'm going to talk to her, but I'm going to talk to her after I go to the hospital and, you know, finish my appointment and do all the tests that they were planning to do on me. So I come back from the hospital, ready. Oh, sorry, wait, backtrack. As I was waiting in the hospital, I emailed the landlord telling her, okay, this is what has happened. This is what she has done. I have seen her try to take my clothes. I saw her go through my bag. Like, I don't know what's going on, but like, someone has to talk to her about this, and I'm gonna talk to her after I come back from the hospital, but I just thought you should know. And my landlord replied back saying, oh my god, this is so unacceptable. Like, thank you for telling me, but you should have told me earlier, like when it happened, so we would be like aware of the situation earlier. And I felt bad because I thought, okay, I'm endangering the other girls who were living with us. Like, she probably stole from them too. And eventually I later learned that she did. And then, yeah, so I finish up at the hospital and then I go home and she's gone. Not a trace of her, like her mattress, no, not her mattress, her sheets were gone. I opened up her closet, everything was gone. I go outside and all of my clothes are gone as well. Not all of my clothes as in all the clothes in my closet, but the clothes that she had laundered and like hung out to dry, those were gone. So I am fuming at this point. I asked one of my other roommates who was home at the time. I told her the situation. I asked her, do you know her number or do you know any way for me to get in contact with her? And she said, yes, I know her Facebook. I can't believe this happened. So I got her Facebook. I got on her Facebook and I was messaging her. I was threatening her. I was like, you have committed theft. Like, she had, at this point, she had gotten a new job. And the person I worked with used to work at the office where she was now working. So she knew the people in HR. So I was like telling her that if you don't return what you stole from me as soon as possible, I'm going to not only call the police, I'm going to look up all your family and friends on Facebook, because it was all public, and tell them what you did. And my coworker used to be HR for the company you're working at right now, and I'm going to tell her to tell them that you're a thief. So she freaks out, she apologizes, she says, I ask her why she did it, because here's the thing, here's the funniest part. Okay, I don't want to like make it sound mean or anything, but she was considerably heavier than I was. As you can see, I am kind of thin, I'm very skinny, and all my clothes could not have fit her. So I have no idea what she was planning on doing with them, if she was planning on selling them, like, I'm not sure. But anyway, so she replies and she says, okay, I'll return the clothes. And yeah, and at this point everyone is panicking. They're looking, they're making sure that no one else was missing anything. Turns out one of the girls was missing a bag, another girl was missing her belt, and another girl was freaking out because she had a laptop. Only me and that girl had a laptop at the place at the time. And she was like texting me saying, could you look under my pillow and make sure my laptop is still there? Thank goodness it still was, because if it wasn't, then that would have escalated even more, because this was like, laptops are expensive, and I think you know that. So it was just such a crazy experience, and I have never had that repeated again. Like, after she moved out, another girl came in and she was fine. Like, we were just very quiet, like, we didn't really talk or anything. But I live alone now, and I'm so thankful that I don't have to deal with any of that stuff anymore, and I'm just responsible for myself. And Korea, where I live right now, is a very safe place. One time, I think I was in an Airbnb and I forgot to close the door. The door was wide open. My camera, my Polaroid, my laptop was in there. Everything was in place. Like, everything was still there. The door just happened to be wide open. That's how safe Korea is, at least in most parts. But yeah, so that's my crazy story of this kleptomaniac roommate that I had that decided to steal my clothes that wouldn't even fit her. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope none of you guys have to deal with this stuff in your life ever. And if you do, I hope, you know, like, they return everything they've stolen for you, or the police gets involved and, you know, resolves everything, but whatever. Anyway, so thank you for watching if you watched till the end, and that's it for now, and goodbye.